Broadcasting live from the Newsmax studio in New York City, here is Steve Malzberg.
In reports when his squad mates who served with him overseas said he walked off the
Lucas,
cop.
I'm sure some of them, I mean, look, there's a lot of rumor and telephone game that's being played here about what happened. Not all...
The guys on national television last night, his squad mates, platoon mates, were not correct?
I'm saying we don't know the fact pattern yet here. We don't. Nobody knows exactly what happened that night. As the facts emerge, as he's able to discuss them with the Department of Defense, we will see where that takes us. It happened 5 years ago. This is a situation...
You've had all this time, 5 years, to determine whether he was a deserter or not. That's a long time.
He's been in captivity, Lucas. I think he's probably the person who knows best what happened on that night.
Well, I think that his squad mates have the best indication what happened.
I don't think that's the case.
All right, so she doesn't think the people who were there, who are claiming that he left, have the best indication. That was a State Department spokesperson. Rejoining us now is our friend Roland Martin, and of course he's the host of NewsOne Now on TV1. All right, Roland, you think it was a good idea the way the president went about this with the parents, who the father who wound up praising Allah in Arabic in the Rose Garden, or do you agree with Mika Brzezinski, of all people, who said the president should have went to the press room, made a statement, and turned around and walked away? What about the parents of the dead soldiers who went looking for this guy after he allegedly deserted?
Here's the first thing. The president can do what the hell he wants to do.
That doesn't mean, of course he could do it, but do you think he should have?
No, I just told you. Second of all...
No, you said he could do whatever he wants, but do you think he should have?
Wait. I find it interesting. That, so you are... Oh, so the parents praised Allah as if there are not Muslim Americans serving in our own military, and somehow you think that's supposed to be a negative on the father.
He's not Muslim. He's not Muslim.
No. He doesn't. Wait a minute. You don't have to be. Look, I can say Assalamu alaikum, and I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Christian. Now all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, you said Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. I mean, seriously.
Why won't you answer whether or not the president should have done it in the Rose Garden?
Can we stop the hysterical nonsense when it comes to people who are Muslim?
Oh, cut it out, Roland. Nobody's hysterical, and there's no nonsense. Muslim terrorists all over the world blowing people up, and you know it. Give me a break. Go listen to Bill Maher. Go listen to Bill Maher. Give me a break.
No, I'm not listening to Bill Maher. They're Muslim. First of all, I appreciate that there are Muslim Americans who are serving in our own military who praise Allah. You know what? Great.
Good for him. I'm thrilled too. Good for him. I am thrilled too. Now, why won't you answer my question as to whether or not? Why won't you answer my question as to the president should have gone to the Rose Garden?
I don't care. You are hysterical about this. I'm not. I'm not losing sleep over this. The president had a news conference in the Rose Garden. He has numerous news conferences. Seriously, do you actually think that many Americans care where he had a news conference? Seriously?
You know who cared?
Seriously.
You know who cared? The parents of the dead soldiers who went looking for this man who allegedly deserted. They care.
Well, here's the deal. Wait a minute. Allegedly deserted. We don't know.
We do know. We know a whole lot, Roland. We know a whole lot.
Steve, you don't.
Roland, we have the words of multiple soldiers who served with him. We have the New York Times reprinting the note he left when he went. We have the emails to his father saying, I hate this, I hate America, I want to leave, and the father telling him to...
Let me say it again. You can repeat it all you want to, and I'll say it again. That's why we have this wonderful thing called a military...
All right, but Roland, we're not here... Roland, you and I are discussing like we do as TV hosts. We're not convicting officially and sentencing.
No,
we're saying the circumstances are such that it certainly looks like this man deserted based on all the evidence we have, okay? And you're saying, oh, so big deal. We don't know until what? Till we hear from him?
No, actually, that's exactly what I'm saying is there's a thing called a process.
So what? So what in the Trayvon Martin case? Did we not speculate over and over for months? We can't speculate?
Actually, if you even understand any of those details about that particular case, were it not for the folks out there who were saying actually investigate, you wouldn't even know most of those details.
My point is we speculate and cover trials before they're settled.
Steve,
we're talking. You're afraid to talk about this, Roland.
No, I'm not. Steve, I don't care.
You don't care.
You do.
That says a lot.
I care about it. You know what? Here's There are a number of things that I talk about, Steve, that I cover. This is your thing, okay? This whole deal, you started off by saying, oh, the president, oh, the reprehensible, what did he do? And then Susan Rice. This is very simple. President had a news conference. Here's a soldier who was held for the last 5 years, who's coming back home, and you know what? The U.S. military will deal with him, and if he did something wrong, if he deserted, if he was a traitor, well, guess what? We can slap his behind in the brig, and he can be dishonorably discharged. He can serve time in prison, and if he's convicted of that, he deserves every single year he's sentenced. So he might wish he was still here by the Taliban.
And the point is, and my point
in prison. But when it happens, then we'll know.
And my point is that what you call hysteria, that this government has to know all of this, has to know the evidence that's out there, yet the President of the United States and Susan Rice decided to celebrate him as a hero and held a press conference in the Rose Garden about this great event, this great moment, when there are dead soldiers who went looking for him and are not coming home, and they're not being considered, and their parents are not being considered. And you don't care.
No, look, I made it perfectly clear. If you want to call this reprehensible, it happened. They held a news conference. He's coming home, and he will be dealt with in the American way.
All right, fair enough. Roland, I always love talking to you. It works my blood pressure up, but I always love it anyway. And we'll watch you on...
My blood pressure stays the same.
We'll watch you on NewsOne Now on TV1. Thanks, Roland. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. No problem.
Take care. Roland Martin, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Steve Malzberg Show. Look, that's his opinion, and my opinion is my opinion. But how could you not care? How could you not care? On the Steve Malzberg Show, we're coming back. Don't go away.